J.R.R. Tolkien was an English writer who published fantasy works such as The Hobbit and The Lord of the Rings. The success of his works promoted a large interest in fantasy and resulted in the Lord of the Rings movie trilogy, which was released in the early 2000s. Additionally, Tolkien was close friends with C.S. Lewis, who was another British writer, and was appointed to become Commander of the Order of the British Empire by Queen Elizabeth II. John Ronald Reuel Tolkien was born on January 3, 1892, in Bloemfontein in the Orange Free State, which is now part of South Africa. When he was young, Tolkien was bitten by a large baboon spider, which had influences on some of his stories. When he was 3, his mother took him and his brother on a trip to England to visit their family overseas. But due to his father's sudden death, his mother took him to live with his grandparents in Birmingham, England. Soon after, they moved to Serral, which was previously a village in Worcestershire, but it's now in Birmingham. Tolkien explored many nearby towns and villages, as well as natural wonders in the area, which inspired him to create the Shire, which is a region inhabited by hobbits in Middle-earth. Tolkien's mother taught him many things, including botany and the principles of Latin. By the age of 4, he could read and write. He disliked Treasure Island and the Pied Piper, but enjoyed Alice's Adventures in Wonderland, as well as stories about Native Americans and fantasy books written by George MacDonald. His mother was Roman Catholic, but her family was mostly Baptist, so she did not get any financial assistance from them. In 1904, his mother died of acute diabetes, and before her death, she assigned the guardianship of her sons to Father Francis Xavier Morgan. After his mother's death, Tolkien attended King Edward's School, Birmingham, and St. Philip's School later on. During his early teenage years, he encountered the first constructed language, Animalic, which was invented by his cousins. In 1911, at King Edward's School, Tolkien and 3 of his friends founded the Tea Club and Barovian Society. After they left school, they still remained in touch, and a meeting was held at his friend's home in December 1914, which resulted in Tolkien having a strong dedication to poetry. In August 1914, Britain entered World War I, but Tolkien initially chose not to volunteer in the British Army. Instead, he chose to join a program to delay his enlistment until he completed his degree. In June 1916, Tolkien was deployed to Calais, France, and ended up fighting in the Battle of the Somme, which was one of the deadliest battles in human history. In 1916, Tolkien married Edith Bratt, and they had 4 children. Tolkien's first career post-World War I involved studying words of Germanic origin for the Oxford English Dictionary. In 1919, he began tutoring Oxford undergraduates privately. In 1920, he became a reader in English language at the University of Leeds and was promoted to become a professor in 1924. In 1925, he returned to Oxford to become the Rawlinson and Bosworth Professor of Anglo-Saxon and had a fellowship at Pembroke College. During his time there, he wrote The Hobbit and the first 2 volumes of The Lord of the Rings. During World War II, Tolkien became a codebreaker and was asked to serve in the cryptographic department of the Foreign Office if there was a national emergency. In 1945, Tolkien moved to Merton College, Oxford, becoming the Merton Professor of English Language and Literature, and served until his retirement in 1959. During this time, he completed Lord of the Rings and published the 3 books in the following sequence: The Fellowship of the Ring in July 1954, The Two Towers in November 1954, The Return of the King in October 1955. In 1961, his friend C.S. Lewis nominated him for the Nobel Prize in Literature. On March 28, 1972, Queen Elizabeth II appointed Tolkien to become Commander of the Order of the British Empire. The sales of Tolkien's books became so profitable that he regretted having an early retirement. On September 2nd, 1973, Tolkien died at the age of 81. After his death, his son, Christopher Tolkien, published many works to extend Tolkien's legendarium, including the Silmarillion in 1977. As a result of his works and influence, he is considered to be the father of modern fantasy literature. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please consider liking, subscribing, and commenting on this video to give me feedback. Thank you for watching.